Okay, today we're here with Jim Tulin with Nova Home Loans, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about the FHA 203K financing. Hi, Jim.
Hi.
Okay, can you give us a little history on the FHA loan?
Sure. 203K loan has been around for a little over 30 years. With the popularity of second mortgages and home equity loans in the late 90s and early 2000s, we really saw a big decline in the use of FHA loans in general, and subsequently the 203K. The loan is FHA or HUD's primary program for the rehabilitation of single-family homes. It can help folks make any type of improvement to a home that they'd like, obviously, except for things that are deemed to be luxury items.
How does this loan differ from traditional financing when someone wants to buy a home that needs some fix-up?
Well, typically you would have to buy a home and hope that the home was in a condition that would allow you to close on it with conventional financing, which a lot of times is not the case. Then you would need either cash or construction financing to finish the home.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'd have to do another refinance or takeout loan to take out that original financing and or any construction loans. The 203K loan allows you to buy the home and do the rehab all with one loan.
So can you tell us what the process is on this type of transaction if somebody wants to buy a house?
Well, we want folks to know that the house that they're looking at doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't have to have everything that they wanted, because as we know, when you go looking for everything that you want, you're probably not going to find it.
Or it's going to be snatched up that quick.
Or it's gone. Or we can't afford it. Or any number of things. So this enables the home buyer, the prospective home buyer, to go out into the market with a different view.
Okay.
They can look for a house that maybe isn't perfect. They can see a little deeper than what's on the outside. We can look at things like the location and the lot size and understand that while those can't be changed, we can add square footage. We can do a new kitchen. We can upgrade the bathrooms. We can change the flooring. We can do the paint. Really, you can have almost any home buyer have the ability to have the home exactly the way they want.
Are there any limits to the work or things that are not covered?
Well, there's no actual dollar limit to the amount of improvements that can be done. We can't over-improve the house for the neighborhood, so we can't go and put a $100,000 kitchen in a $90,000 house. Obviously, that wouldn't work. But we can't do luxury items. We can't do a hot tub. We can't put in a pool when one doesn't exist. But other than that, there really aren't very many limitations on what we can and can't do. There is a limit of about $1,500 for landscaping, and that would also carry over to the pool. So if we have a pool that's non-functional, simply needs to be cleaned, maybe replace a pump or a filter, those can be covered in the $1,500 allowance for landscaping, but we really can't go much beyond that.
So the process would be you go out with your realtor, you find the house, you make an offer on the property for the list price or around there, and then once that's accepted, then what happens?
Sure. So once we have the property under contract, typically you'd be in your inspection period. During that inspection period, there's a couple of other things that we want to make sure get done. First and foremost, we need to have a contractor come out, and preferably a contractor that's experienced with 203K loans. We'll explain why here in a little bit. But you would then work up the bid. The contractor would provide the work write-up, and we would then have that reviewed by a HUD consultant who is there to make sure that the contractor is playing fair with the home buyer. From there, we incorporate those bids into the loan figures. The appraisal is done both ways. The appraisal is done as is, so they appraise the value of the property as is, and then they appraise the property as if the work was already completed. So it's done as is and then as completed.
Okay, so this isn't a loan that you're like 105% loan where you're getting more than what the house is actually worth.
No, we won't put somebody in a position where they're upside down.
Awesome.
The appraiser and the HUD consultant are there to make sure that the work that's being done increases the value enough to carry the cost.
All right, so then you have a contracting team in place.
We do. We have a list of preferred contractors that we've worked with before that have experience working with 203K loans, which again is crucial because we don't want a contractor going out there and trying to sell the home buyer everything under the sun that an experienced 203K contractor would already know that those types of improvements can't be made. So if folks want to use their own contractors, we have a process, it's a stringent process, that they can go through to get that contractor approved. If the contractor meets all those criteria, then of course, you're free to use your own contractor.
Is this criteria set by Nova Home Loans?
It is a Nova overlay that's done by our renovation lending department. We do handle the whole transaction in-house. We underwrite it here. We handle the draws for the construction. So we want to make sure that those contractors are solvent, financially stable, and that's all there for the buyer's protection.
Great, makes sense. So it sounds like this gives buyers in today's market a lot more options on homes that they could choose.
It does. I mean, as we know, we're out there in the market today. We see either homes that we like that are gone by the time we get there, or we see homes that don't show that well, need a lot of work. Most people these days don't have $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 in cash sitting around in addition to their down payment to make improvements to the house that they're going to buy, right?
Right.
So our philosophy is we don't oftentimes spend this amount of money on something like we do on a house, you know, $100,000, $150,000, $200,000.
Right.
If we're going to spend that kind of money, the house ought to be the way we like it. So this loan affords the average person the ability to finance a home and the improvements that they want to make to the home to make it the way that they want it, all in one shot.
And the down payment on this is the same with a standard FHA loan?
It is. What we do is we couple the purchase price with the cost of improvement. So let's say a $150,000 house that needs $50,000 in improvement. The total's $200,000. The down payment is then 3.5% of $200,000.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Is there anything else you want to add to this, or?
Nope. You can reach me anytime at 480-614-6409, or you can find us on the web at www.novagreenloans.com.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.